Right, our top focus. Day after Supreme Court's wrap, SBI has now sent all electoral bonds data to the Election Commission, thus complying with the Supreme Court order. Remember, SBI had sought further extension from the top court, which the Supreme Court had in fact refused. For more on this, let me go across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu. Sunil, we do believe that the Supreme Court had also told Election Commission to publish the data that they have as far as electoral bonds is concerned. In terms of the next steps that will play out with regard to this case, what can we expect now?
Well, there are three aspects that need to be taken into account. One is what the Supreme Court had asked yesterday, that the entire donor list in terms of those who bought electoral bonds should be given, as well as the encashment in terms of political parties encashing those electoral bonds. So that data, that aspect has been submitted to the Election Commission by the State Bank of India in compliance with the Supreme Court order. The second aspect is about the State Bank of India, the Chairman and Managing Director, his affidavit. That too will be filed by tomorrow morning in terms of compliance to ensure that he does not get contempt of court. So that direction is also being done. The third aspect is about the fact that there were certain electoral bonds details up to 2019 which was submitted to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said forthwith the Election Commission, that means immediately, must publish that data on its website. It hasn't done so. Whether it will do it on the 15th of March along with the rest of the data or independently is anybody's guess. It's beyond 24 hours. We haven't got any correct view from the Election Commission. It's certain details that are still being worked out because it's a lot of data that it's a data mined wealth, because this is a wealth of information. Who are these companies? Whether they're shell companies? Did they have NPAs? Did they get any benefits in terms of government projects? How did this entire process go about it? Were there any investigations against them? All this information through the KYC details will be made public. So it's in that context that it's extremely important that this information is being made public on the 15th of March.
Right, a significant story there, especially in election season. Sunil Prabhu there, thank you so much for joining us with that. Shifting focus now to another one of our top stories. Musical chairs in Haryana ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. With just days to go for the Lok Sabha dates to be announced, BJP has rejigged the leadership in Haryana. Manohar Lal Khattar has been replaced with Nayab Singh Saini, the state party chief. This as BJP decides to go solo in the state and breaks ties with JJP. So exactly what is the reason behind this political realignment? Ghazali has more.
Weeks before the Lok Sabha polls and 7 months before Haryana's crucial assembly election, the state has a new chief minister, Kurukshetra MP and OBC leader Nayab Singh Saini, who replaced incumbent Manohar Lal Khattar hours after Mr. Khattar and the entire Haryana cabinet stepped down. The move came after the ruling BJP-JJP alliance broke up after failed Lok Sabha seat-sharing talks. The BJP was unwilling to give the JJP, headed by ex-Deputy Chief Minister Dushyant Chautala, 2 of the state's 10 seats. But the party was also hesitant about sacking Mr. Chautala, a move it felt could anger farmers and the Jat community. So the BJP opted to break up the government. At a meeting of JJP MLAs at Dushyant Chautala's Delhi farmhouse, only 4 or 5 of the 10 MLAs of the party turned up.
केंद्रीय नेतृत्व ने कहा कि आपको कोई और जिम्मेदारी देंगे, हो सकता है कहीं लोकसभा के चुनाव की बात आ जाए, और क्योंकि लोकसभा के चुनाव बिल्कुल एकदम निर्णय उसके होने हैं, मुझे ऐसी संभावना है कि शायद ऐसा हो सकता है।
पार्टी ने जो भी प्रोग्राम बनाया है उस ਨੂੰ ਕੱਲ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਹਿਸਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਰੈਲੀ ਹੈ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਅਜੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਚੁਟਲਾ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਖੁਲਾਸਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਨਮਾਨਿਤ ਸਾਥੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ।
Haryana may have just 10 Lok Sabha seats, but it's still a state of the Hindi heartland and hence a crucial battleground for the BJP. And now due to these developments, there is a speculation that the former Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar may contest the Lok Sabha polls from Kurukshetra, which has now been vacated because Mr. Saini is now the Chief Minister.
The shuffle in Haryana's political landscape also comes amid a possible strengthening of the Congress's hand in the state. Last week, the BJP's Hisar MP Brijendra Singh joined the Congress. In the 2019 assembly election, the Congress won 31 seats, up from just 15 5 years earlier. In the general election earlier that year, the Congress failed to win any seat but finished second to the BJP in all 10 and saw a 5.5% increase in its vote share. At a meeting of BJP MLAs earlier today in Chandigarh, BJP observers were reportedly told MLAs and the state unit wanted a new hand at the helm to revitalize the party before the Lok Sabha election and the assembly polls later this year.
Mr. Saini's appointment as Chief Minister also represents the fact that how BJP is focusing on caste and OBC factor in every state before the general elections. The Saini caste, from which the Chief Minister hails, constitutes around 8% of the population in Haryana. In Panchkula, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.